The state of Stariel is absolutely crazy right now. We have Mrs. Gojo with an axe over here being all badass and majestic as a general. We got Kalis trying to be a new main character in Assassin's Creed. And we got Sparkle, but even hotter. Lingsha is a healer from the Zhu Ming, you know, like the other ships that exist with the Luofu as well. She follows the path of abundance, and she's a fire unit that benefits from break effect. I'd let her heal me, if you know what I'm saying. She'll be available in the second phase of the 2.5 update, focusing on healing and benefiting your break teams. She can summon some adorable rabbits, or bunnies? Let's just call them rabbits for this guide. Anyways, they deal some damage and heal your team, but also apply debuffs that greatly benefit any units with break effect. In this video, I'll be giving you a guide on Lingsha based off the current leaks, with everything being subject to change. Any numbers I show here are, as usual, subject to change and are all level 1. Last thing, if you could subscribe, that would be awesome and would allow me to be more motivated to make guides like these. Also, it would be really cool to hit 1,000 subs. Moving on to Tall Sparkle's kit. Her basic attack does the unthinkable and deals some fire damage. Her skill does AoE damage up to 5 enemies, restores HP for your whole team, and advances the rabbits forward by 20%. By the way, Fu Yuan and the rabbits are the exact same thing, I just do not want to say that name. Her talent is the rabbits. They count as a follow-up and deal damage to the enemies. The crazy thing about the rabbits is they dispel a debuff from everyone on your team and heal them as well. This debuff dispel is guaranteed and makes her the best debuff dispeller. Also, the rabbits stack up to 5 times and disappear when Lingsha dies. If you have the rabbits active on field, Lingsha's skill gives 3 stacks to the rabbits. This does not stack beyond 5 like Aventurine or Hunt March, so be careful. For the technique, she gives us a nice little spin, and when she enters battle, the rabbits will activate immediately and enemies receive the Befog debuff for 2 turns. Befog increases the break damage enemies take by 15%. For the ult, she inflicts the Befog debuff on enemies for 2 turns, dealing fire damage to all enemies and heals the entire team. The rabbits get a free turn as well from the ult. Moving on from the kit to the traces. For her major trace 1, she converts any break effect she has to attack percent and outgoing healing, meaning she needs only break effect for the most part. Major trace 2 gives 10 energy extra when using the basic attack. And Major Trace 3 gives the ability to summon the rabbits if an ally is below 60% health and gets hit. These rabbits are the same ones as the talent ones, so all the things they do apply here as well. This doesn't affect them on the action bar, and this can only be done every 2 turns. I completely forgot to mention they are on the action bar, didn't I? The rabbits are on the action bar. If you're going to be pulling for Lingsha Eidolons, you're honestly super based. She's too cute, so I'll forgive anyone who spends their pulls on her Eidolons. For her E1, she gains 50% break efficiency and reduces enemy defense by 20% when they are weakness broken. E2 gives everyone 40% break effect for 3 turns when she ults. E4 heals the lowest HP ally when the rabbits take a turn, and E6 reduces all enemies all-type res by 20% when the rabbits are active, and they hit 3 more times, dealing damage and reduce toughness by an extra 5. Not the best, not the worst Eidolons in my opinion. Personally, I'd recommend E2 as your stopping point, with E1 being just as good because of the 20% def reduction. Although I wouldn't mind having nothing on my Lingsha, some relics can make her stand out even more than being naked. 2-piece Passerby, 2-piece Break Effect is probably her best in slot, with Thieves Myriad also being an option, but if you want more healing, I believe 2-piece is better. Another thing you can use if you purely plan on Break Effect for your allies is the Watchmaker set, which isn't actually that bad since she converts Break Effect to attack percent and outgoing healing. If you want to meme your way through battles with Lingsha, 2-piece follow-up attack, 2-piece fire, or break effect with Duran is a very good build. But don't try this at home. Lingsha will not love you if you play this. If you want to give some balls to Lingsha, Talia is obviously the best, since Lingsha and break effect might as well get married at this point. Forage's Lotus in certain situations of fire-weakened enemies, or in situations where Firefly is in the picture. This would outperform Talia, but Talia is more reliable as my guides on these units. Subscribe to not miss out on these guides. For main stats, you'll need outgoing healing on your body, since you want to get your healing out. For boots, go speed, because supports always need a good amount of speed, and playing Talia might have to force your hand into needing 145 to get Lingsha to call you a good boy. For the ball, you want to go HP, defense, or attack percent. Almost all of her scalings come from attack percent, so that is probably her best option, but having a bit more HP or a bit more defense might actually save your Lingsha from dying. But I do recommend attack percent above everything else. And for the rope, energy regen is always recommended, but if you don't care about her ulting, break effect rope will make healing and damage a lot higher, and attack percent is good as well if you want to use that, but generally break effect is better than attack percent rope. For the substats, speed until you reach 134 for the 2 turns in 1 cycle breakpoint, but she can absolutely go 145 speed as well, but I'd recommend 145 only for Talia, otherwise 134 is perfect. Moving to light cones, her signature increases the break effect by 60%. After the wearer attacks an enemy with an ultimate, causes them to enter the woe-free state for 2 turns. During the woe-free state, increases the damage dealt to enemies by 10%, and if the wearer's break effect is greater or equal to 150%, additionally increases damage received by 8%. As for other light cones, Bailu's light cone, I was going to mention this one, but if you have this and you want to use it, I'm terribly sorry, but a free-to-play light cone is almost 3 times better than this light cone. Hey, over there, the event light cone is actually pretty close to beating what is real, but it falls flat in 3rd place. The max HP is nice for self-sustain, and you're going to be spamming her skill pretty much, so that outgoing healing effect will be active forever. What is real, a free-to-play light cone mind you, is probably her second best light cone after her signature because it gives 48% break effect, which is massive for Lingsha, and it helps her sustain herself in case she has to. I can't believe a free-to-play light cone is actually one of the best for a 5-star healer unit. Shared Feeling is a great light cone, but there are a few better options than this one. The 20% healing boost is nothing to scoff at though. Natasha's light cone is also an incredible one, not only because Natasha is there, but the ER and healing boost when ulting makes Lingsha's ult heal almost any damage. Perfect timing I'd recommend if you have high effect res, since the light cone scales off of that. And lastly, Warmth Shortens Cold Nights, the Battle Pass light cone, is great if you own it, but it's not that good and it benefits her very little. Now let's talk about teammates. Topaz isn't the best, but having a cute piggy and rabbits on the same team is something I can't pass up. Just imagine the zoo you can create on the field every time they attack. Fei Xiao is honestly going to benefit pretty hard from Lingsha, but I think Aventurine is probably a smidge better than her since he follow-up attacks more if enemies hit multiple targets. They are about equal, I'd say, so just use whoever you like more. Robin makes the millionth appearance in my guides again, but with so many follow-up attackers in this game, there's just no way I cannot mention her. She will also appear in the next guide. Wink wink, subscribe for that. Her buffs are amazing. She buffs follow-up attacks, she gives crit, she gives damage bonus, she can do it all. And she can make any useless unit you have on your team do a lot of damage. Ratio likes frequent follow-up attackers since he needs his ult to be procced 2 times. So with Lingsha on the team, for example, you can put Lingsha on the other team and you can have Aventurine ult to Ratio. Or the other way around, whichever team needs Aventurine more. Boothill and Firefly and the Trailblazer are gonna love her since the buff she gives for the break effect teams is actually pretty huge at max level. As a healer, there aren't many recommendations I can make for the teammates, since if you need someone to heal, put her on one of your teams and she will do just fine anywhere. Since HuoHuo is having a rerun currently, I want to discuss HuoHuo as well, so you know if you want to pull HuoHuo or save for Lingsha. She heals basically the same from what I've seen. She has advantages in follow-up attack teams and break teams, while HuoHuo has the upper hand in hyper carry / dot teams. As for cleansing, Lingsha wipes the floor with her team-wide cleanse, and the cleanse is even more frequent than HuoHuo's, so 2-to-1 for Lingsha. This doesn't make HuoHuo bad, mind you. This all depends on what you play, so the cleanse might not even be that worth for some. For the teams, we have Lingsha, and yeah, just play anything. She's a healer. For the final part of the guide, the materials, she's going to be needing the Raging Heart for the Ascension, the same one Gallagher uses, and her weekly boss is either Phantilia or the new Fei Xiao boss fight coming to 2.5. As for the traces, Alien Tree Seeds is what you're going to be looking for, which I also think Gallagher uses as well. And here I was thinking Gallagher wasn't going to get a 5-star version. If Fei Xiao wasn't a thing, Lingsha would be my most wanted character in 2.5. Sparkle was already my favorite character, and they go ahead and make her an alchemist that is an elegant, tall woman. She's probably taller than me IRL as well. She's gonna be awesome for break and follow-up attack teams, and the cute little bunnies should be enough to convince you all to pull for her. I hope you enjoyed my guide on Lingsha, and I hope it helped you out on whatever you wanted to know. I'll be releasing a guide on Mose next, so subscribe to not miss that. Anything you want to ask, just go down in the comments. I reply to almost everyone there. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later. Peace.